start with the first set. We'll just basically do 3 sets of these. Holy fuck. Since it's more of a heavier thing, and yeah, let's get it started. A lot of reps there. 20. Let's increase by a 10. I'm not gonna get too cocky and put a 25 because I think my max here has been with the 25, so that defeats the purpose. We'll probably do that on the third set. Judging from that, pretty sure fine would be fine. Yeah, just based on the lift off too. That lift off was a bit hard. It's always the lift off here that's harder, in my opinion. I'll add another 5. Have to get ready for this lift off. It's gonna be let me drop it because highly doubt I'll lift off. Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it after I complete this set. So I've always had this confusion, even until recently. I say until yesterday. I've always had a thing where it's hard for me to determine what would be a complete heavier set because I'm so focused on the muscle to mind connection that I don't really pay attention too much on how heavy my set should be. I focus more on how intense my set should be. So because of that, and because I did it from the start, when I started training in the gym, I didn't completely disregard the weight, but sort of in the sense that I don't know. I mean, I did 20, 15, 12 with these. Even so, if I did heavier weights, I wouldn't be able to do the lift off. So that's where, at least for this case, if I do a Smith is kind of the same thing. It's based on my lift off too. So I guess I would say, we'll see until the end of the workout, but so far over these past, let's say 11 months, my rep count up to failure, which I kind of refer to as frequency, is also my heavy set. Sort of. All right, let's get to the Smiths. Let's keep the pump going, but that is good to keep in mind. All right. So I have not done Smiths in last time I was in species. So I'm gonna say that the max I would do here would be a 45. Doing a 3-setter. So if I start with a 25, 35, 45, that doesn't sound like such a bad weight increment. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do less reps with these since this is more, in my opinion, compound compared to the first one. We'll see. I think it should compensate because I haven't done this in maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks or a little more. I don't know if it's just me, but this should be just a bit. That's good. Okay, that was a bit lighter than what I expected. Let's add another 10 as usual, as our plan, and we'll see from there. Ultimately, I'm not gonna say anything. Your words are powerful enough, you know. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut when it comes to thinking my weight here. backwards. Let me put a weight there so it doesn't move. That was 10. Yeah, you see, it is it's good that I shut my mouth with these. Even though I was not thinking that I was gonna do more with weight, but I was thinking of that. My first sets and second sets are pretty different. If I put a 45, I'll likely do 6. And that's fine because we're not doing like a machine press or something like that. Not too inclined. That's what happens when you haven't done Smith in 2 weeks. For me, chest is always a bit of a bit of a challenge. I'll just drop set it, keep the intensity up. Yeah, I mean, I put a drop set that act a bit as a blood pump. This is very high. Okay, put my glasses on. All right, this goes to show that my chest definitely builds strength on an incline when I do this. I don't develop as much if I do a free weight. Because I've been doing free weight for the past two chest workouts, and I mean, you can see my chest strength has actually gone down in an incline from just doing that. Yeah, that's how I built strength on inclines. Even when I was in California, it was by just Smith machines. If I had a training partner, it'd be a bit of a different story. But even so, I honestly think that even if I did have a training partner, I still think I would develop more strength, hence better hypertrophy using Smith. Interesting. All right, let's go to, let's do cable crossovers. Yeah. Let me try on the camera. I tried these, they weren't bad. It was pretty nice. I'm getting some good squeezes of these, which is important when you do cable crossovers. You know what happens? I don't know why. I just realized that right now. Whenever I do cable crossovers, I feel just a tad bit more activation on my right pec than my left pec. You know, instead of it being equally, I feel one more than the other. Pretty weird. That's why I think in the last one I was like, huh. And then I started concentrating for the 5 last reps, and it made a bit of a difference. I don't know if you guys heard that. I'm listening to music, so I have no idea. But because I just ate like right now, I in between that. That's just farted. I don't know if you guys heard that. Although, nah, let's look at 77. If I do 88, I feel like the weight will start to dominate a little. That's the purpose. You don't want the weight to dominate you. All right, let's do the cable crossovers. I usually do the flies. I just remember the name. I always call it pec deck, but I don't know if pec deck is the machine. Either way, from what I remember, I think it's called flies. We'll do dumbbell flies on the bench. I always mix them. I never can remember that name. Okay. Let's start these off with a 20. Yeah. I'm focused on making these clean. So let's get to a 30. After this, which should be the third set. And I'll likely stick with that because if I get to 35, I'll start to jank a bit like a press, which defeats the purpose of a fly. Guess what? I forgot to count that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of normal from the best, but I was counting the first workouts that I was doing. My subconscious mind, I don't know how many I did there. Probably 12. Yeah, I don't think I would do the 35. Let's see, 25. Yeah, here's my advice. I mean, the thing is, if you do want to go heavy with these, have a spotter because it's just not worth it. Doing heavy, you don't know. Sometimes you can miss an angle, one little lock in the shoulder, you fuck yourself up. It's not worth it for some dumbass mistake like that. I'd rather just. Now that doesn't mean that I don't go hard, but it's a meter between the weight, but you can just compensate with reps. It counts as the same set, so. All right, let's move to flies or pec decks or whatever they're called, and I'll finish off this reset. We're done here. I have a bit of things in my head. I'm not gonna say after. Things I'm starting to notice after doing the same thing over and over. What do's, what nots. Let's get to it. Very, very, very generic weight differences. It's like a difference of fucking 20. Yeah, and that last one, when I was doing the flies, I don't know. I think I might have to tone it down. Not on that, but on the amount of workouts I'm doing for chest. Because maybe it is because I've done, because I mean, how many sets do I do? I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, which is the fly, then this 6. 6, 3 of them are like 4 setters. That'd be 12. 1, 2, 3, no, 4 of them. No, that'd be 16. That's like 20, 22 sets in the chest. I think that's a lot. I think that's a bit too much. I might have to tone it down to an 18 because maybe that's the reason why I haven't been able to increase in weight when it comes to flies. I've been just stuck there for like a month and a half. 15. It's pretty good with reps. I'll spike the weight because I did do a lot of reps there. I did like 15. I'll put it up to 90 pounds. I'll do 120. Just a bit too heavy. Putting it back at Dandy. So I was at 120. If I do 105, I'd like to do like 4 reps. Just to make the set more complete, we'll treat this as a drop set. Yeah, because this is the last set, so might as well squeeze it out. Alright. I finished the chest, but I usually like to do a little bit of back on my chest days. Chin-ups, pull-ups. I'll do that and we'll pose down. Yeah, just as always. Pretty good things I learned today though. Yeah, each day I'm learning more about my body. I'm still brand new to this. I have a whole lot to learn, but I try my best to understand a bit quicker what I'm feeling. Let's keep moving. We have a pretty interesting spot to pose. How am I from? I'm not sure how that looks like from this angle, but we'll do. Lighting here is not terrific, but let's just do the usual. I like the light. Let's do a lat spread. I always have to look at myself visually for this. All right, let's do a rear double bicep. All right, not bad. I always say that. Let me be a bit more specific because that's my automatic response. So I don't think today was the best. I don't think today was a good training, and I'm gonna explain why. Because I think I realized that my strength hasn't been increasing for hell, even and the compounded and isolation when it comes to my chest days. So that goes to show that's not something's not going on. Something right isn't going on there. And my chest muscle increase hasn't been significant. So no, I gotta change something up. I'm gonna say it has to do because I'm doing way too many sets in a single chest day. I probably have to let my chest recover a bit. That way I can maximize the amount of strength I can put into it. And I can see whether I can break my fibers that way. This is really more of a trial and error process for me because I don't have an exact guidebook on what the hell I should do with my chest. So I'm really just seeing what hits better. Since I've always had a method in my head since I started my chest since day one by doing it in an Arnold method, which is a lot of sets. It's a lot of sets. And I found that I've gotten more muscular overall, kind of adopting the principle that I kind of just ignored that. But ever since then, from now on, I noticed my chest hasn't been increasing as much as it should. So because of that, I'm gonna lay low the amount of sets I'll do in chest day. Because it's not productive, it's actually counterproductive that I'm seeing it. I could be a person that responds better with more weight on the chest, which I've said over and over, but I think that's clarifying more each day. Yeah. My biceps are a different story. My arms work the opposite way. I work better in arms when I add more frequency, more squeezes, more range of motion, that sort of stuff. Chest, no, I think chest has to be something more just push on weight, likely. And as for my back, I mean, I think I might change something in my back because my lats have stayed in width the same over the past few weeks, so I could add something different there. But what is something clarified is my chest. Yeah. Yeah, we're learning. We're learning. That's what's most important is to learn. You it's not to go in the gym and just have a perfect session because that's not real. You're gonna have many sessions where you're gonna have to learn what you're doing and just see what works better for you. If I don't learn, I'm not gonna grow. Just as simple as it is. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the house. I'm hungry. Let's go eat and